And number 10, we have Seth Rogen and James Franco. Seth Rogen and James Franco were friends for decades before things all came to a crash. The stars first met when working on the set of Freaks and Geeks back in 1999. The duo then formed a bond and started to consistently collaborate on projects over the years. However, in May of 2021, Seth would tell the Sunday Times that he has no plans to work with James ever again following accusations of misconduct. Seth was so eluded by James's actions that it actually caused his relationship to be strained with the star. Back in January 2018, the Los Angeles Times reported that 5 women accused James of having inappropriate behavior, and James would also go on to deny the allegations. By 2019, 2 former acting students would also go on to sue James for his behavior, and a settlement would finally be reached by February of 2020. Seth would then go on to tell the Sunday Times that he despises inappropriate behavior and that he would never cover or conceal the actions of someone doing it or put someone in a situation where they were around someone like that. And at number 9, we have Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. In the early 2000s, Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton ruled the socialite scene together. However, in 2005, things between the pair started to go south and they refused to film the 4th season of their reality show, The Simple Life. And they would go on to insist of being filmed separately while working odd jobs across the country. Paris would later come out to say it's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends, and I will not go into the details of what happened. All I will say is Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever going to say about it. According to OK Magazine, the rift all started when Nicole decided to play Paris's infamous home video at a party to celebrate the heiress hosting a gig on Saturday Night Live. It seems like the two were able to put aside their beef, however, in 2011 as they were both photographed together, and they happen every now and then. Hey Peaches, are you enjoying this video so far? If so, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a thumbs up. And number 8, we have Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato. Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato first met each other on the set of Barney and Friends back in 2002, and since the pair has gone through a lot of up and downs. For the longest time, the pair were practically inseparable as both of their acting and music careers took off. However, 1 year after the duo teamed up to film a princess protection program, their relationship appeared to have shifted. Demi would go on to claim that Selena let her friends and family be mean to her and that she just couldn't trust Selena any longer. The pair would then reunite by 2013, and they would follow each other, and then they would unfollow each other again by 2014 just to reunite by 2017 again, and then by 2018 they would unfollow each other again. And even after Selena congratulated Demi for her Grammy Award performance of Anyone in 2020, Demi would confirm that they were no longer friends. Number 7, Amber Heard and Cara Delevingne. Cara Delevingne's current situation has reached an all-time high, and her family and friends are worried about her health and safety. Recently being spotted in an airport with no shoes and extremely disoriented, many have been quick to point out Cara's struggles can be linked back to her romantic involvement with Amber Heard. While being linked to Amber Heard since Amber was married to Johnny Depp, it appears that the two's connection is much more deeper and troubling than that. Not only were the two romantically involved, but they also were organizing a Hollywood swingers parties. While articles couldn't confirm Cara's involvement in these parties, there were pictures of the model that were posted showing that she attended these events. Many have pointed out that since alcohol and substances were involved with these parties, that Amber Heard is the reason Cara was hooked on hardcore substances at these parties. What didn't make matters any better for the star's situation was her name getting dragged into Johnny Depp's and Amber Heard's trial. After a video was shown of the two displaying PDA in an elevator while Amber was still with Johnny Depp. There's no way to know how much this affected Cara, but it definitely didn't have a positive effect on her either. Number 6, the Kardashian family and Scott Disick. Scott Disick is blaming the Kardashian family, well, actually the Kardashian curse, for his recent downward spiral, claiming that his excessive partying is a result to the rumor curse. If you don't know what the Kardashian curse is, it's allegedly a run of bad luck experienced by any man who is romantically involved with a Kardashian Kardashian woman. Men like Scott Disick and many more have been rumored to have been touched by the curse. However, Scott's recent behavior is now being linked to his failed relationship with Kourtney Kardashian and how the family has exiled him from recent family gatherings. Scott believes that Kourtney was the only steady thing in his life, and now that the two have split for good, he doesn't see a good reason to stay on the right track any longer. With Scott being left out of family events, he has addressed his concerns to the family that he feels hurt because they were the only family he had left. The family ultimately ignored Scott's plea and asked him how he would feel about seeing Travis and Kourtney. Scott ultimately said, "I would rather be around them than not." The family has continued to leave Scott out, and Scott has continued to spiral out of control. Number 5. Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson. Shane Dawson disappeared from the internet, growing backlash after his career began to fumble due to his friend Jeffree Star. Now, both have been sparking many controversies over the past decade. However, when the two stars' past came back to haunt them for allegedly making racist comments and for the sexualization of minors, both stars started to spiral downward because of their friendship. While both stars have come forward saying they don't want to be the villain anymore, Shane had a lot to say. By owning up to his actions, he said he didn't always look into history and that's why it was so wrong. Ultimately, he could see why people were so upset with his actions and that he's truly sorry that he was willing to even lose everything. In addition to his apology, he also apologized to James Charles by saying he didn't deserve anything that happened to him. Dawson also noted that he literally put so much hate onto the internet over the last 15 years and it wasn't the person he wanted to be. While Shane came out to address the apology, Jeffree Star chose to stay silent and disappeared from the internet. Number 4. Tati Westbrook and James Charles. The feud between Tati Westbrook and James Charles broke headlines and James's career started to fumble. When James posted to his Instagram with Sugar Bear vitamins so he could upgrade his tickets at Coachella to an artist pass, Tati wasn't having it and was extremely upset with her friend and how he could betray her. Tati is a direct competitor to Sugar Bear Hair as she owns her own supplement line called Halo Beauty, which James refused to promote because he felt uncomfortable promoting it to his younger followers. In a post, Westbrook threw shade at James saying he will use anyone he needs to use. Not long after, James came to his story to defend his actions by saying Sugar Bear Hair helped him with the security at the festival when the crowd became unsafe. He also mentioned it was never about competition and he always supported Tati both online and off like she's always done for him. However, James' apology wasn't enough as early in May of 2019, Tati posted her own video titled Bye Sister, which slams James Charles for a number of allegations including the gummy bear incident. The video went on to tarnish James's career and essentially more started to come out about the star and their past indiscretions with him. Since, James has been trying to rebuild his career in Hollywood but hasn't been successful as of yet. At number 3 we have Drake Bell and Josh Peck. Almost everyone who loved the show Drake and Josh was crushed upon hearing the news that Drake Bell and Josh Peck had a dust-up that ended their friendship. When Josh finally ended up tying the knot with his fiancée, Drake's invite would be lost in the shuffle and it was hinted that he was never even sent one in the first place. After seeing photos of the wedding, he would take to Twitter to say he was deleting feelings on who he thought was his BFF. Drake would go on to say, "When you're not invited to the wedding, the message is clear. True colors have come out today. Message is loud and clear. Ties are officially cut. I'ma miss you, brother." Drake would then later regret his rant and wish he just texted Josh instead. The two later would squash their beef. However, when allegations would arise about Drake's inappropriate behavior, Josh would distance himself once again from Drake. At number 2 today we have Bella Thorne and Tana Mongeau. Bella and Tana dated for a period of time and they even were a part of a throuple with Maud's son. When the two finally broke up, they decided to become BFFs. However, at some point the two's friendship would end and they would ignite a pretty messy feud that would pretty much break the internet. Bella would claim that Tana broke girl code after the paparazzi pictured her hanging out with Maud's son, and Bella would then go on to release a song about Tana, and then Tana would claim that Bella had no friends and that everybody hated her. Following a series of tweets, the two had a pretty simmering feud for a couple of years until recently the stars have decided to drop their beef and rekindle their friendship. However, it was a pretty messy journey to get to where they are today, and it's still worth mentioning them during today's top 10. And at number 1 today we have Denise Richards and Heather Locklear. Way back in the day, Denise Richards was married to Charlie Sheen and Heather Locklear was married to Richie Sambora. The two actresses were not only close friends, however they were also neighbors. The pair was also so close that they starred in a few episodes together on the same TV show. However, all good things come to an end and the pair would eventually have a falling out after both couples split up. Denise would then start dating Richie. The drama was so messy in public that the drama still comes up as gossip on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like the time when Lisa tried to use drama to throw shade at Denise back in 2020. I mean, considering it's girl code to never date your friend's ex, you definitely won't see these two rekindle their friendship anytime soon.
And at number 9, Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is famously managed by Scooter Braun, who has become the it guy in Hollywood for managing talent. Braun started managing Justin when he was only a preteen, so Scooter has grown up as a father figure to Justin. Scooter has opened up on a few occasions about Justin's dark past and has exposed how close to death that Justin actually was during his substance struggles. During one interview, Scooter said, quote, "I thought he was going to go to sleep one night and that he would have so much crap in his system that he would not wake up the next morning." Apparently, Braun's manipulation of Justin is what might have saved him, telling BuzzFeed News in April of 2019, quote, "Justin, when he got healthy, he was like, man, there were times where you were manipulating me that made me really upset. But now I realize you were only doing it to help me."
At number 7 we have Kylie Jenner and Jordan Woods. Kylie Jenner and Jordan Woods have been best friends since they were in 8th grade. However, reports started to emerge that Tristan Thompson, Khloe Kardashian's boyfriend and father of her daughter at the time, had cheated on Khloe for the second time with Jordan. The pair ultimately would end their friendship and Kylie would ask Jordan to move out of her guest house. Jordan would then later address the scandal on the Red Table Talk, and then she would say on the way out of the party, he did kiss her, and there was no passion, no making out, and she was so shocked by the situation that she just pretended it didn't happen. Kylie would then go on to choose loyalty to her sister over her friendship, and since the scandal broke out, the two have fallen out and refused to hang out with each other. At number 6 we have Kim Kardashian and Blac Chyna. Kim Kardashian and Blac Chyna were close friends before Kim's younger sister Kylie Jenner began dating Blac Chyna's ex-boyfriend Tyga. On an episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2016, Kim would go on to say, "I understand that Kylie's dating Tyga and it completely broke Chyna's heart. I feel for her situation. It's definitely uncomfortable for me when Kylie and Tyga started dating, absolutely, because Chyna was my friend." The two then would reconcile after Chyna began dating Kim's brother in 2016, but when the two ended up splitting up, things would turn sour between Kim and Chyna once more, and in 2017, Chyna would try to sue the Kardashian family for being the reason why Rob and Chyna was cancelled after season 1. So it's pretty safe to say these two won't be making up anytime soon. At number 5 we have Gwyneth Paltrow and Winona Ryder. In the 90s, Gwyneth and Winona were frequently photographed together when they were dating good friends Matt Damon and Ben Affleck. However, by 1998 the pair's friendship went up in smoke after Gwyneth stumbled upon a script for Shakespeare's Love in Ryder's home and asked to audition for the lead role, and she got it. Gwyneth would then go on to win an Oscar for her performance, and Winona would then become a frenemy who was pretty hellbent on taking her down. In 2002, when she was caught shoplifting, Gwyneth would say, "I restrained myself from fighting back and I tried to take the high road, but one day when I heard that something unfortunate and humiliating happened to this person, my reaction was deep relief and happiness." At number 4, Katy Perry and Rihanna. It's no secret that Katy Perry did not approve of Rihanna's reheated romance with Chris Brown, and it ultimately led to the pair's fizzled out friendship before Katy Perry and Rihanna would be seen sitting together at various award shows and they could be seen giggling over inside jokes. However, when Rihanna decided to take Chris Brown back, the two would soon distance themselves. After all the drama that went down between Rihanna and Chris, Katy didn't approve of their relationship, and I don't blame her. Even after the two split, they still appeared to have tension between them, and the two former buddies were once pictured at the 2018 Met Gala together, and the photo appeared to be really awkward, and then Katy was even snubbed out from attending Rihanna's star-studded after party.
And finally at number 1, Kylie Jenner. This is another story of a man getting in between friends. Kylie Jenner and Jordyn Woods were besties since childhood, and they grew up doing practically everything together. They even lived together as adults, and Jordyn starred in Kylie's reality series, Life of Kylie. Their relationship even gave Jordyn employment opportunities with the family, including modeling opportunities with Khloe's clothing line. But that all changed after Jordyn hooked up with Tristan Thompson, Khloe's baby daddy and boyfriend at the time. The whole thing was an absolute mess, and as a result, Jordyn was cut from the family, including her friendship with Kylie. Jordyn ended up going on Red Table Talk and claimed that the interaction she had with Tristan was small, but Khloe called her a liar on Twitter and claimed it was much more. She even blamed her for breaking up her family. Since then, Kylie and Jordyn's relationship has not recovered, and Kylie now has a new best friend named Stassi.
At number 10, Amber Heard and Kate James. Amber Heard lost a friend due to her actions towards Johnny Depp and her disregard for others. The actress's former friend and assistant Kate James exposed her for her hurtful actions on multiple occasions. During the libel case between Johnny Depp and the Sun publication, we saw testimonies from several people who were close to the couple, but none came close to that of Amber's ex-assistant Kate James. Kate went on record and said that Johnny was mentally and physically hurt by Amber during the time that she worked with her between 2012 and 2015. She also went on to disclose how the beginning of Amber and Johnny's relationship went, saying that Amber would, quote, speak in disparaging terms about him and would say things that she was, quote, dating an old man. Kate also went on to expose how Amber would copy Johnny's lifestyle. She commented on the fact that upon beginning their relationship, Amber would start behaving weirdly in comparison to her true personality. She also went on to say that Amber, quote, went through an odd change that almost morphed her into a version of Depp. Kate really exposed Amber for who she was behind the scenes, being that they spent so much time together. She did not hold back, especially after being betrayed by her when Amber retold a traumatic story from Kate's life and pawned it off as if it was her own. This friendship was super toxic and ended badly. At number 8, Taylor Swift and Kim K. Here's a case of on and off again frenemies that just got really messy. So back in 2016, there was some beef between Taylor Swift and Kanye. Basically, Taylor said that she was really upset about some lyrics that Kanye had included in one of his songs that he had released at the time. She told fans that she never heard those lyrics and that she never approved of them, but Kim sensed something a little fishy about Taylor. The singer and their Kardashian West had only just reconciled after the whole VMA debacle, but it seemed like their friendship wasn't built to last since Kim decided to expose Taylor for lying about the lyrics. Kim shared a video that she had secretly recorded of Kanye on the phone with Taylor sharing lyrics to his song, and when he involved her name in them, she said it was a compliment and that she approved, even calling him a friend for sharing. Kim doesn't always get involved in Kanye's drama, but when she does, she has receipts and you know she's gonna share them. On top of that, Taylor obviously made a song about their friend breakup and dished about the whole situation, so I guess in a way they both betrayed each other.
In at number 7, the Kardashians. Kim Kardashian and Larsa Pippen were close friends for over a decade, until the Kardashian sisters suddenly unfollowed Larsa on Instagram, leaving everyone wondering what happened. Larsa dished about the situation during an interview on the Hollywood Raw podcast. She spoke out saying that she and Kim have a very different relationship now and exposed some of the family drama that she's been a part of. Larsa said that Kanye had been a huge part of why she and Kim were no longer friends, saying that he brainwashed the family into turning against her after she tried establishing boundaries in their friendship, and also exposed Khloe Kardashian for allegedly stealing Tristan away from her, with Larsa saying that she was seeing Tristan before he and Khloe got together. Apparently she's the person that introduced them in the first place. For now, the Kardashians have separated themselves from Larsa, and it's probably going to stay that way. And at number 6, Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were the best of friends at one point, practically inseparable. They also starred on hit reality show The Simple Life together. But that all changed when it was alleged that Nicole played Paris's leaked adult tape at one of her parties for all of the guests to see. Obviously, there's no coming back from a move like that, and they were enemies in the years that followed. While this incident was never confirmed by either party, this betrayal seems to be the reigning theory as to what happened between them and why they had such a big falling out. The only time Paris really spoke about their falling out was during an interview where she said, quote, "It's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever going to say about it." Based on that, it kinda seems like the rumors are true. In at number 4, Lauren Conrad. Heidi and Lauren were reality TV royalty back in the early 2000s, when they starred in the hit show The Hills. Not only were they co-stars, they were also best friends. But in 2007, the friendship ended when Heidi Montag and her boyfriend Spencer Pratt spread a rumor that Conrad made an explicit tape with her boyfriend Jason. After the rumor was spreading like wildfire, Conrad commented on her website denying the rumors of a tape. In season 3 of The Hills, the fight about this topic came to a head, and the women got physical in one of the most epic reality TV fights of all time. It's still a sore spot for the entire cast.
At number 3, Heidi Montag and Lauren Conrad. Heidi and Lauren were the it girls of reality TV back in the early 2000s when they starred in the hit show The Hills. But in 2007, their friendship ended when Heidi Montag and her boyfriend Spencer spread a rumor that Lauren made an explicit tape with her boyfriend Jason. After the rumors started spreading through entertainment news like wildfire, Lauren decided to come forward about everything and commented on her website, writing, quote, "We did not make a tape. Jason and I are both shocked and heard that people would say such horrible things about us. I can't believe that somebody would go to such great lengths to try and damage my reputation." End quote. This situation got even worse when Lauren still had to shoot season 3 of The Hills, and that season is where the fight came to a head, and there was an epic fight on camera between the reality TV stars. This fight was so bad that it still triggers some people, showing that this falling out was as bad as they come. At number 2, Zayn Malik and Perry Edwards. Yes, Zayn and Perry were in a relationship, but they were friends too, at least until the toxicity came in and ruined everything. The couple had started dating in 2012 and were engaged in 2013, but things soon turned sour after, and there's been a lot of hate in the mix there too. At first, when news of their split broke, there was little to no information about it other than reports that Zayn had asked Perry to move out of the house that they had shared together. And neither one of them were really talking about what happened between them, but things got heated when Zayn retweeted a tweet that said, "Retweet for Fifth Harmony's Worth It" or "Favorite for Little Mix's Black Magic." Instead of vote for his ex-girlfriend's music group, he voted for her competition, and fans immediately started the hashtag #ZaynHasNoChill. Soon enough, Perry bounced back from the breakup and said things in her song "Shout Out to My Ex" about Zayn. The end of their relationship was messy to say the least, and a lot of people got roped into the drama, which just fueled the negativity surrounding the whole situation. And finally, at number 1, Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. Before Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber were a couple, they were pretty close friends. But now they're at odds after their toxic relationship went up in flames. They started dating in 2011 when they were still teenagers, and from that point they had a rocky time together. They were on and off again for a while before finally ending things for good in 2018 when Hailey Baldwin came along. People were already aware of how toxic Selena and Justin's relationship was simply because of how many times they had public breakups and makeups, but in early 2020, Selena came forward to talk more in depth about their relationship and how she experienced mistreatment. Selena said that she was, quote, "a victim of certain things," saying that what she felt was emotional mistreatment from Justin. She also went on to say that it took her a long time to find strength in her experiences and to shake her, quote, "victim mentality." End quote. Justin never released a statement in response, but in late 2019 he did open up about his actions in past relationships, saying that he became, quote, "resentful, disrespectful to women, and angry." It's heartbreaking to hear just how bad things were between them, and the fact that they aren't together is probably for the best.
And at number 10, Drake and Kanye West. Drake and Kanye started off as friends and collaborators. When Drake was coming up in the industry, Kanye helped him a lot. He produced some of Drake's early hits, as well as even directing one of his music videos. But things all changed when Pusha T exposed that Drake had a son that he was hiding from the world. And Drake assumed that Kanye was the person that gave Pusha that information. The two feuded on and off, but their feud reached new heights with the release of their albums Donda and Certified Lover Boy. In the lead up to the releases, Kanye threatened Drake in a group chat and leaked his address after Drake called out Kanye on a Trippie Redd song. Both albums are released, and as of now, Kanye has the #1 on the Billboard charts, while Drake broke Spotify and Apple Music's single-day streaming record. And at number 9, Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo. It might be hard for some of you to believe, but Jennifer Garner and Mark Ruffalo were actually besties at one point in time, and I guess they proved that men and women can be good friends too. According to Ruffalo, while shooting the film 13 Going on 30, he and Garner became very close. They were talking a lot and becoming best friend status. That was until Ben Affleck came into the picture. After Jen and Ben started getting serious, her friendship with Mark Ruffalo started to dwindle. We're not sure if it was a natural thing or if Ben Affleck was uncomfortable with how close they were. When asked by a fan if he and Jennifer were still friends, Mark said, quote, "We had a great time together and I think we would have, but then Ben came on the scene and that was the end of that." So clearly he's still a little salty. And at number 8, Leighton Meester and Blake Lively. These two were co-stars on the hit show Gossip Girl, and since they played best friends, it's natural that they became close in real life. But it seems their characters' fate matched their behavior in real life, and the two became frenemies fast. Apparently, the relationship between them got tense during the last 2 seasons of filming, but the last straw between them was when Blake did not congratulate Leighton on her engagement to Adam Brody. After this, they basically didn't speak again. It was so tense their co-stars even commented on it. Chase Crawford said about the ladies, quote, "There are obviously always little dramas. You're on set for 16 hours, so people get irritable. In any workplace, there are always little things and frustrations."
At number 7, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie were the best of friends at one point, practically inseparable, but everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked, and by the Fire Nation, I mean Nicole. Nicole decided to allegedly expose Paris and play her adult film at one of her parties. Their friendship pretty much crashed and burned at that point, leaving the two of them at odds. While this incident was only speculation and rumors, and it was never confirmed by either party, this portrayal seems to be the reigning theory as to what happened between them and why they had such a big falling out, because they stopped speaking to each other and they were no longer seen in public together, and something serious had to have happened for these BFFs to have such a falling out. The only time Paris really spoke out about her breakup with her bestie was during an interview where she said, quote, "It's no big secret that Nicole and I are no longer friends. Nicole knows what she did, and that's all I'm ever going to say about it." End quote. At number 6, Kim Cattrall and Sarah Jessica Parker. When Sex and the City was at its peak, everyone just pretty much assumed that the leading ladies were all best friends because they looked so close on TV. But we found out later that this was definitely not the case. After the 3rd movie was taken off the table because of Cattrall's refusal to do the film, this is when the truth of the matter started to show. But the feud really came to a head after Cattrall's brother passed away, and Sarah Jessica Parker wrote a message of condolence to her former colleague on social media. Cattrall was not having it and clapped back to Sarah Jessica Parker's message by writing, quote, "Your continuous reaching out is a painful reminder of how cruel you really were then and now. Let me make this very clear. You are not my friend. So I'm writing to tell you one last time to stop exploiting our tragedy in order to restore your nice girl persona." End quote. This made it clear that there was a lot of built-up tension between them. Cattrall has addressed the fight numerous times, saying that the mean girl culture of the show is really what destroyed it. At number 4, Little Mix. On October 8th of this year, former Little Mix member Jessie Nelson released her music video for her song Boys featuring Nicki Minaj, and this ended up causing a lot of drama. After the video dropped, backlash ensued as viewers immediately started speculating on whether or not Jessie was deliberately trying to portray herself as a black woman for content, and people started calling her out for blackfishing. In the Boys video, fans pointed out that Jessie was using a lot of black-centric aesthetics, most notably a darker tan, but with this blackfishing controversy came more drama as people started looking into Jessie's past with Little Mix. Soon one of the girl group's members came forward to say that she had actually warned Jessie about blackfishing and how it's wrong, but Jessie still did it anyway, and she even went so far as to claim that no one had ever commented on it until this video came out. This caused people to take a deeper look into Jessie's falling out with the group and the toxic friendships that they had. The downfall of Little Mix became a hot topic for a while, with people taking sides, but the bottom line is that all of this ended badly for everyone and no one came out on top.
And at number 2, the Kardashians and Larsa Pippen. If there's one thing to know about the Kardashians, they keep their circle very small, and once you break their trust, it's over. Kim and the rest of the family have been friends with Larsa for decades, but all of a sudden in 2020, the Kardashians and Larsa unfollowed each other on social media, making it clear they were not friends anymore. After rumors started swirling, Larsa claimed nothing bad happened and it was just a falling out. However, months later she spilled some tea on a podcast, saying that Kanye was most likely the reason for their falling out. Apparently he used to call her at 3 and 4 in the morning and rant to Larsa, but it got too much so she blocked him. She then insinuated that Kim had a problem with this and potentially thought Larsa was doing something shady with Kanye, which Larsa denies. And finally, number 1, Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. These two became known for their hilarious sitcom called Kenan and Kel. They were also both child stars living a very similar life, so it's no wonder that they became best friends during this time. But sadly, as they grew up, their friendship did not last. In 2012, Mitchell told TMZ that Thompson hadn't spoken to him in years, saying, quote, "The truth is Kenan does not want to be seen with me in any form of media or even have my name mentioned around him." I respect his choice of wanting to make a name for himself solo. It seems that these comments actually resonated with Keenan as he contacted Kel shortly after, and they reconciled their differences. They even became so close that they reprised their Good Burger sketch on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, and now the pair work as executive producers on the All That revival, so it seems their relationship is closer than ever.
Number 10, we have Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. With a messy divorce, Amber Heard exposed horrifying allegations about the couple's personal life behind closed doors. However, insiders said that the reality of the two's crumbling marriage was far more worse than what was described in court. As the two's marriage was falling apart, so was Johnny as he began to spiral downwards. While Johnny went from being everybody's favorite actor, many would have said that Johnny became dangerous and unpredictable. Then came Amber's article about the two's marriage, full of allegations and altercations. The article ruined Johnny's career and he lost huge role deals with Disney, one of those roles being his part in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise, Captain Jack Sparrow. This article would then later tarnish Johnny's career, and Johnny was depressed and just wanted to get his life back. Johnny would then later state the allegations were untrue and would take Amber to court for a defamation trial. Fortunately for Johnny, he was able to win the trial and is finally able to get back to what he loved doing the most, acting. However, unfortunately for fans, you won't see Johnny as your beloved Captain Jack Sparrow anytime soon in the film franchise. However, that won't stop him from dressing up to surprise his fans. Number 9. Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas. After beloved stars Demi Lovato and Joe Jonas split, Demi's world started to change. It's reported that the result of the breakup would cause Demi's downward spiral due to her broken heart. In 2010, when Lovato was on tour, the pair were still dating. However, during the two's breakup, they decided to stay friends until Joe started dating Twilight actor Ashley Greene. When Ashley started to tag along on the tour, it drove Demi nuts. Demi started to have a really hard time and started to have a severe anxiety over her image and body. When Demi tried to get help, no one listened and they just sent her back on tour to continue to perform, which would cause Demi later to fall and leave tour to check herself into treatment for emotional and physical issues. Demi would then later go on to say she doesn't want to blame anyone for her downfall, and the only one she could blame was herself for not being so honest. With no hard feelings, Demi also revealed that she will always be friends with her Disney co-star.
And at number 6, Biggie and Tupac. These two rappers signified the great divide between the East and the West Coast of America. However, before they were feuding, they were actually good friends. These two were the biggest names in the 90s, and Tupac even supported Biggie while he was coming up in the industry. Biggie said, quote, "We just clicked off the top and we're cool ever since." But things got tense between them after Tupac was called to a New York studio and was robbed and shot 5 times. He thankfully survived, but he was sure that Biggie was involved. However, Biggie vehemently denied this. Over the years, the West Coast versus East Coast divide got even deeper, and the pair were bad-mouthing each other in the press and in their music. Things between them were never reconciled because both men were killed in drive-by shootings months apart from the other. Tupac was shot first, and many believe that Biggie was actually involved.
Number 3. Anna Delvey and Rachel Williams. Con artist Anna Delvey would ultimately ruin her friend Rachel Williams' life when the two would travel to Morocco for a trip with friends, resulting her friend to set up a sting operation against her. Anna would later be sentenced to prison for 4 to 12 years for grand larceny. She defrauded hotels, restaurants, a private jet, and banks out of thousands while living a lavish lifestyle in New York. The star got away with it for so long because she was able to convince her friends and others that she was a wealthy German heiress. One of Anna's victims was her best friend at the time, Rachel Williams. After Rachel was wooed by Anna for months with expensive dinners, night outs, and designer shopping trips, their friendship came to a dramatic end following a trip to Morocco back in May of 2017. Williams would then be left with a $62,000 credit card charge that would be split across 2 credit cards. While Anna assured her friend she would pay her back, the debt was never repaid, and Rachel would later go to police to unravel her friend's story. With one of the cards being Rachel's work credit card, Anna almost made her friend lose her job, and her friend's life started to spiral out of control. Luckily for Rachel, after the credit company learned of the case, they refunded the card and she didn't lose her job. She's since gone on to write a book called My Friend Anna, which she highlights how she met Anna and how everything happened.